Yeah, I kind of messed up, man. I kind of messed up. Yep, I messed up. I messed up, family. Yeah, I messed up. Check 1 2 1 2 1 2. Check 1 2. What's up? Alarm. Man, I meant to email you this week. I was trying to find you, man. I was busy. But man, this gonna be a good one tonight, family. I'm gonna tell you something, family. I'm gonna be all over the place just a little bit. I need to reshare this because I messed up the link. So I need to reshare it. So give me a second so I can reshare it. This is going to be fire. I'm telling you, this is going to be fire. All right. Check 1 2 1 2 1 2. All right, family. I just reshared the link and I'm gonna share it again, all on my social media. I'm running kind of behind, so I hope you can share it on your social media. Can I get a 7 if y'all going to share it, man? We got to get everybody back in here. They rolled out because I was taking too long, and I was trying to get the video up, and I was running into a glitch. But hey, I'm gonna wait till y'all get up in here, then I'm gonna open up my screen. I'm gonna open up my screen when y'all get up in here. Man, we about to cook, man. Y'all gonna love this. Yeah, y'all gonna love this. I'm almost guaranteed y'all gonna love this. Y'all, George Allen, you gonna love it. You gonna love it. Yes, indeed, you gonna love this. I guarantee you gonna love this. Without a doubt or contradiction, you gonna love this. Now if you like information and research, you gonna love it. You gonna love it, family. I want to share it out a few times. Real quick, it's gonna take me 3 minutes. 3 minutes. I'm really fast with this, but while I'm doing, I want y'all to do it. How y'all doing? Y'all ready? Oh yeah, we about to cook. Hold up. Oh yeah, we about to cook for real. Yes, indeed. We about to cook this. We about to cook this stew. Yeah, we about to cook this stew right there. Dude just went crazy on me today. Anybody get a chance? I know Thurman Smart was watching them early, man. Dude just went crazy on me, man. Hold on. This is gonna be nice, man. But listen, man. At the end of the day, this is not an attack. In fact, this is a defense for my position as it relates to being a Moorish American. It's definitely not an attack. But one thing about me is I don't take this sharing of information, comparing of information personal. I really don't. It ain't life or death to me if you disagree with me or not. You know what I mean? So, let's see what we got here. Okay, so I'm going, I didn't mean to do that. Let's see what we got here. There we go. I think that's right there. Where is that? All right, I'm going to share it one more time right here. One more again. Share this one more again. Bam. No. Yeah, y'all gonna love this. I'm trying to tell you. All right. Yeah. All right. I'm about to get started, family. Work with me. I'm trying to do this in such a way where I don't give up too much for what I have coming. I have a lot coming, so I don't want to give up too much. So let me see. Let me get that right there. All right, here we go, family. Let's see where my people at. All right, y'all ready? That brother only have a few people in his community because he's crazy as a bed bug.
Yeah. Islam.
We about to learn now.
Trying to be your friend, man. Trying to be your friend, bro.
I just want to be your friend.
Help me out.
Meet me halfway.
I wanna be your friend. Peace and love. Let me be your friend. Peace and love. I said you ain't never met a more like me, and you ain't never ever gonna meet one again. Now let me be your friend. Peace and love. Let me be your friend. Peace and love. I said you more like me, and you ain't never, ever, ever gonna meet one again. I wanna be your friend, peace and love. So let me be your friend, peace and love. Hey yo, I used to be a thug until I met the prophet. Now I'm all about love, truth, peace, and freedom till I return to Allah. One day we gon' meet him. I'm all about justice, that's the focus of the message. Sometimes Asiatics make me wanna forget the lessons. I be all up in my passion from all the Moorish passion. All things considered, I start laughing. A grown man with a ponytail, another calling us Neanderthal, and he all pale. I mean, for real, this is what it come to, my brother. We got nothing better to do than talk down to each other. Yeah, we can be scholarly or we can get gutter. We are the children of our father, and the breast of our mother has nursed us all. And first of all, we beefing while the peen trying to murk us all. You need to chill, my brother, and tell the elder the same. Cause on the real, my man, I'm really about them things. I can take the feds off and get back in the low and return to the state where they used to call me dope. But no, I'm rolling with the prophet of Allah. I want love, not war. Standing on that floor, and I'm holding the square. The compass and the axe that might be too deep. Yo, let's not get off track. See, our prophet was an adept. Do you know what that is? An Egyptian adept is a brother who lived by the universal science developing the Nile. We call it Islamism, but it's the same, my child. Sit at the foot of a master. I train you up, but I might have to bang you up. I still love you, and those that's talking that this ain't Islam. Everything the prophet brought is in the Quran. All the other stuff, prostrate and cover up, is just the start. The nearest place to me, the law is the heart. You can dress like Imhotep, but you can dress like a herb. By the Moorish American Muslim unifies the word. You can say what you want about Dr. York, but he gave you different variations of the same thought. You don't appreciate that. You won't appreciate me. Appreciate the holy and divine Drew Ali. People refuse to admit it. He the first that ever did it. Europeans hope that the Moors would forget it, but we here, strong, alive and well, resurrected from hell with a story to tell. So pay attention and listen and consider the facts. You know it's humanly impossible for you to be black. I guess a Chinaman is yellow, a Mexican is brown. Just think for a second how ridiculous it sounds. We can turn it around, but we must unite. It's okay to disagree, but we don't have to fight. Cause if we have to fight, you know how we get. I'm still learning to love. No, I'm not there yet. So work with me, fam, and I'ma work with you. And let's all work together and do what we gotta do. Cause on the real side, we haven't made no progress since 1929 when the prophet left the flesh. We got an Asiatic president, men marrying men, psycho shooting up a club and don't see his own sin. And those that say they conscious, that took your bucks, move straight to Hollywood and straight living it up. And y'all bigging it up, straight cheesing and grinning. But it was your bread to help them set it off in the beginning. Be careful what you put in your soul, cause it could blind you. Unfortunately, some people get paid to misguide you, misguide you. Oh yeah, I wanna be your friend, peace and love. Let me be your friend, peace and love. I said you ain't never, and you would never, you ain't never, never, ever. You ain't never met a more like this, and you ain't never, ever, ever gonna meet one again. I wanna be your friend, peace and love. So let me be your friend, peace and love. Oh yeah, you ain't never met a more like this, and you ain't never, ever, ever gonna meet one again. So let me be your friend, peace and love. So let me be your friend, peace and love. I wanna be your friend, yeah. Let me be your friend. We ain't trying to be enemies. I wanna be your, yo, let me be your, I wanna be your friend. Hey, yeah.
Man, welcome to another edition of Moorish World TV. I'm your host, Brother Taharka Bey. Can everybody hear me? Can everybody hear me? Check 1 2, check 1 2. Can everybody hear me? Bro is definitely a small fish in regards, family. This is going to be, if you are in the Moorish Science Temple of America style, the Noble Temples, please share this in our groups. You got to share this in our groups because this is definitely a great educational presentation that's going to be jumping off, and I'm just going to put it on the record. So basically, there's this guy named Eric Muhammad. It's this guy named Eric Muhammad. Eric Muhammad is mad at me because I chose and I choose to address things as it relates to misinformation concerning the Moorish Science Temple of America in the relation to the Nation of Islam. I'm still sharing a little bit. You follow what I'm saying? And so with that being said, he goes live and he curses me out. He do all of these weird little things to make it sound like he is knowledgeable of something. Naptown in the building. Who is Naptown in the building? Oh, we got Naptown. So with that being said, right? So he curses me out and all that. And so basically, I want to address a few things. The main points that he tried to make today, am I right, Thurman Smart? The main points that he tried to make on his presentation, it was over 3 hours, but I think the main points that he was trying to make is that I'm a monkey, I'm a chimpanzee. That was one point. The other point that he was trying to make was that Moorish American and nationality is rather a misnomer of some sort, and that Moor means black, something like that. You know what I'm saying? Something like that. I think that's what he was trying to say. I'm going to share a few clips of what he said. I'm going to share a few clips of what he said to the best of my ability, and I'm going to try to break them down for you. But for the most part, the guy is out of his mind. Let me see if I can grab one clip. So this all starts off where Elijah Muhammad makes the statement that Prophet Noble Drew Ali, he quotes Master Farad Muhammad. Are y'all with me? For those who may not be familiar with the subject, for those that may not be familiar with the subject, let me break it down. Prophet Noble Drew Ali came to us in 1913, right? And he came to our people, whether you call yourself African American, Afro American, black, whatever the case may be, he came to our people with a concept of nationality and divine creed. Nationality is the ideal of citizenship. Divine creed is the ideal of tracing yourself back to your divine origin, starting with your national descent name. And I'll get into that in a minute, because he went into a whole tangent about nationality where he doesn't even understand nationality. He doesn't have a clue about nationality. But for the best of my ability, I'm going to try to take snippets of what he said and use it as a sounding board to teach. All right? So one of the first things is that I want to address is where he says, he repeats Elijah Muhammad saying that Prophet Noble Drew Ali didn't have enough knowledge. And I want you to remember this statement, because this is the statement that gives me the springboard to give clarification in a response, or give response by the way of clarifying. Because he says that his teacher said that the Moorish Science Temple of America, led by Prophet Noble Drew Ali, did not have enough knowledge. That's what he said.
More proper if you said you'd be wrong,
y'all can hear it.
But at least you would make sense in being wrong if you said Master Farad Muhammad didn't respect the prophet. You saying that Elijah Muhammad didn't respect Noble Drew Ali based on him simply saying what Master Farad Muhammad said to him.
Let me stop right there. I said that Elijah Muhammad, as well as Master Farad Muhammad, did not respect Prophet Noble Drew Ali. Now, here's why. If Prophet Noble Drew Ali, listen, family, like Gregory Bryant, say y'all don't understand or don't even believe Moorish science, have no clue about Moorish science. Say, for instance, someone comes to teach a doctrine, right? And in teaching the doctrine, and the one that we're talking about is the Moorish Science Temple of America doctrine. Prophet Noble Drew Ali tells his followers, by the way of a chapter in the Holy Quran of the Moorish Science Temple of America, there's a chapter called The End of Times and Fulfilling of the Prophecies. You feel me? And what that means is that the Prophet Noble Drew Ali finished his work. He has a chapter called The End of Time, Fulfilling of the Prophecy. The Prophet Noble Drew Ali wrote this chapter. And in this chapter, family, look at it from a scholastic educational point of view. Don't look at it from a religious point of view as you understand religion. Look at it from a scholastic point of view. In this chapter, he tells his people, he says, the last prophet in these days is Noble Drew Ali, the last prophet, who was divinely prepared in due time by a law to redeem men from their sinful ways and warn them of the great wrath for sure to come. He says he's the last prophet of these days. Then you have, he says this and he transitioned in 1929. Then you have somebody show up where the biggest concentration of Moors are in Detroit, and they say, oh, no. He didn't have enough knowledge to really complete what he was trying to complete. That's disrespect because you don't understand the context in what Prophet Noble Drew Ali said. Prophet Noble Drew Ali makes a statement. He says, I brought you everything you need to build a nation. Now take it and build it yourself. How can you say he didn't have enough knowledge to complete? He said he completed his mission, but it's up to us to build it. So for someone come behind Prophet Noble Drew Ali and make that slanderous statement that he didn't have enough knowledge, and he told his followers that I brought you everything you need to save a nation. Now take it and save yourself. Now, again, I want y'all to look at it from a scholastic point of view. What Prophet Noble Drew Ali was talking about, he was talking about the construct of taking us from a disorganized people into a nation of people to grow out of an organization. The organization is the Moorish Science Temple of America that is to birth us into a full-fledged bells and whistle nation. No different than Italy, no different than Italy, no different than China, no different than Nigeria. A full-blown nation. Again, Prophet Noble Drew Ali said, I bought you everything you need. Now, one of the biggest temples in the Moorish Science Temple of America was, without a doubt, in Detroit, Michigan. They boasted over 4,000 members. I want you to hear me closely. They boasted over 4,000 members. Y'all hear what I say? 4,000 members. Now, and in boasting over 4,000 members in one second. And boasting over 4,000 members when what's his name? Master Farad Muhammad gets out of jail and goes to act as if he was a silk salesman. The first place he goes to is Detroit, Michigan. Okay, why didn't it hit like Islam if the Moors was there before Farad? I'm about to break that down if you stay to the end. Stay to the end and I'm going to break it down for you. I'm going to break it down if you stay to the end, Brent James. Now, in fact, this is a part here where I'm going to show you how it hit like the Nation of Islam. In fact, it hit even deeper than the Nation of Islam, but you don't know the history. That doesn't mean it doesn't exist. Now, with that being said, so in Detroit, Michigan, hey, family, do anybody have a calculator? Somebody give me a calculator real quick. Does anybody have a calculator? Huh? I'm about to show you something. I need somebody to calculate some numbers. I want somebody to calculate some numbers for me. In Detroit, Michigan, one of the biggest temples in Detroit. Why did they go to Detroit? I'm about to show you why they went to Detroit. They went to Detroit because Detroit was one of the biggest temples in the Moorish Science Temple of America. And they was moving on nationhood. And as they was moving on nationhood, they was worth $1 million. They was worth $1 million back in the 20s. Okay? I'm about to show you in a second. I'm trying to pull it up because I wasn't going to go this route, but I have to go this route at this point. So the infiltration starts in Detroit to try to redirect the Moors from moving on nationhood. Because once you move on nationhood, you detach yourself from those things that keep you bogged down from the government, with the government, if you will. All right. So, family, if anybody has a calculator, I want you to calculate this for me real quick. Calculate this for me real quick. Now, here it comes. Let me pull it out here. Let me window capture. Let me pull it out for you real quick. There you go. All right. Here is the newspaper. Here is the newspaper of one temple in Detroit. This is why Farad was sent to infiltrate Detroit by the government. To detract the Moors, right? To detract the Moors. As you can see, this year financial revenue was $19,000. You hear what I say? $19,458. Don't tell me that the Moors was not getting to the bread. You just don't know the history. This is 1928. This is Detroit, Michigan. This is why they infiltrated Detroit. This is why. That's one temple. The Prophet Noble Drew Ali had 15 temples. That's one temple. Are y'all still with me? Press 7 if you're with me. This is why the government infiltrated Detroit. This is why they sent Farad to knock on doors as a silk salesman, but he was actually selling pharmaceuticals. This is why they infiltrated. Not only was it about the money, it was about the Moors detaching themselves and building their own nation within a nation. And not calling the white man the devil, not fighting against the white man, just separating and building yourself your own nation within a nation. This is why they sent Farad Muhammad. Now, this is 1928 money. You hear me? This is 1928 money. Let me tell you the difference between the Moors and the Nation of Islam. The Moors got it from the mud. The Nation of Islam? Oh, no. Nation of Islam got loans. If you go and look, hold up, because they think I'm playing with this thing today. Hold up. Let me put that out real quick. They think I'm playing with this thing today. Let me show you what I mean. I'm going to be jumping all around today. I'm going to be jumping all around today for a minute. Give me a second. All right. I'm going to be jumping all around today. Now, if you think it's a game, let me see what that is right there. Let me get this. Let me close out some of these windows real quick. If you think it's a game, I'm going to show you it's not a game. When you look at the NOI, majority of NOI finances was coming from other people. They was doing bank loans. It wasn't bean pies and newspaper. It wasn't bean pies and newspapers. They got loans. I got the receipt. They was getting loans from white power groups, and they was getting loans from banks. They wasn't getting it from the mud. Now, Alam says that Master Farad Muhammad got it from the mud. No, he didn't. He was infiltrating the Moors, and he was selling them nationality cards. Yeah, he was getting it from the mud, he was. He was getting it from the mud. He was infiltrating the Moors. Now, and I'm going to show you what. Now, Alam, he know the history from the NOI perspective. When Master Farad Muhammad got locked up, I need a yes or no. One of the things he said that he was selling was identification cards. And he also said it was a scam. According to reports. Are you with me? Are you with me, Alam? According to reports, when Master Farad Muhammad got locked up, he said he was selling membership cards, if you will. That's what he said. You know what he was selling? Because in the Moorish Science Temple of America, there is something called a nationality card. and you join the Moorish Science Temple of America, and you take out a nationality card. Well, guess who else flipped it and they was doing the same thing? According to, well, it ain't got to be according to the devil. Here is the card. Here is the card. Here is the card. Check this out. Here is the card. And notice how they call themselves Muslim now. But guess what Moors call themselves? Muslims. Notice how on here at the bottom, what does it say? The bearer is a registered Muslim. Where do they get the term Muslim from? That's a Moorish Science Temple of America vernacular. Muslim. Do you see? That's the vernacular of the Moorish Science Temple of America. Huh? That's the vernacular. What? What? The Nation of Islam was using the Moorish Science Temple of America vernacular because they had no science of their own. Hold up. Let me cook. He was selling these cards. According to reports, he was selling these cards because in the Moorish Science Temple of America, you pay for the printing of the cards. You pay for the printing of the cards. And he was upcharging the cards. So although you say that's what the devil say, it only makes sense. Somebody got to pay for the printing and the ink, brother. He was upcharging the cards. So it does make sense. Even in the Moorish Science Temple of America, the Prophet Noble Drew Ali says membership is free. He said the membership is free. You feel what I'm saying? However, there's still a price for the card. Master Farad Muhammad, he took the Moorish nationality card, he created his own, and he upcharged it, and he was making a grip. Don't play with this, man. Now listen, let's deal with logic. Now. No. Alam, I can't go back and forth with you all day, but the scam is that he came to the most populated part of the country where Moors dwell. Where's the second place did Master Farad Muhammad go? Chicago. Where is temple number one? Detroit. Infiltration. Where is temple number 2 for the Nation of Islam? Chicago. Where is temple number 1 for the Moorish Science Temple of America? Chicago. The 2 biggest hubs for Moorish Science Temple of America, ironically, of all the places to go and teach, they just pop up at Detroit and Chicago. Huh? Hold up. Family, judge a tree by its works. This is what I'm about to break down to you. You got to understand information and infiltration and have an open mind to understand what I'm saying. So let's stop right there for a second. Stop right there. So, for Eric Muhammad to say that I should be mad.
He didn't have the knowledge that he should have had. And he was referring to the type of knowledge in order to do what he was attempting to do.
Let me show you how infiltration works. What I mean by it's disrespectful, because this is a letter being written to a brother named Taharka Bey. In the name of Allah, most merciful Savior, all praise to Allah alone, the Lord of the worlds. May his peace be upon his prophets Moses to Muhammad, the last among the mentally dead, found so-called Negroes. Dear Brother Bey, I received your letter, and may the grace of Allah, work of his servant, Noble Drew Ali, of whom I am a brother, of this work, of the resurrection of the dead, so-called Negro. And now, here is the flip right here. I advise you and all that believe and followed Prophet Noble Drew Ali to follow me and you will be successful, implying that those who follow Prophet Noble Drew Ali is unsuccessful, which the Prophet Noble Drew Ali and the Moorish Science Temple of America got a whole system that need to be applied. So this is where the hijacking is. So this is where the disrespect is. You act as if you are a brother, but you're saying that you need to come with me if you want to be successful. We call that in the Moorish Science Temple of America fishing in someone else's pond. I cannot, he said, we call that fishing in some, that's disrespect. That is the disrespect that I'm talking about when you consider that Prophet Noble Drew Ali told his followers that this is the complete system that I brought for you. You follow this system, you'll be good. Now, again, why? Out of all the places of America, Farad Muhammad goes to Detroit. And when he goes to Detroit, what is one of the first things they call Farad Muhammad? What they call him? What they call him? Anybody know what they call him? Let's see what they call him. Hold on. Let's see what they call him. One of the first things that they call Farad Muhammad is Prophet Farad. Why do they call him Prophet Farad Muhammad? Why? Hold up. Let me bring it to you. Why do they call him Prophet Farad? Because the people identified with Prophet Noble Drew Ali. People identify with it was a takeover. Man, you can't run from this. And guess what? Guess what? He also, hold up. Now we're gonna go into this. We're gonna get busy with this tonight. You're gonna learn today. You know what I mean? So when you look at Farad Muhammad, he calls himself Prophet Farad, or they call him Prophet Farad. I don't want to disrespect them, because I only want to get you information. You see the fezzes? Now, of course, they got star and crescents on their fezzes, and I'll explain that later. But guess what? When you look at this, they are doing this to, somebody say, let's work together. This was an intentional overthrow of Prophet Noble Drew Ali's organization. Don't do that. Let me just give you the history. Don't do that. Don't try to sing Kumbaya now. Don't say Kumbaya now. Now, hold up. Don't try to sing Kumbaya right now. Let's just get into the information. Let's just get into the information. You see this? This is what they will look like next to the Moors. They were almost hardly distinguishable. Because they were infiltrating the Moorish Science Temple of America. Because the roadmap of the Moorish Science Temple of America is about bringing you into a nation, and hence the term Nation of Islam. Hold up. Let me get busy. Let me cook. Even in this picture right here with Elijah Muhammad, you see, my bad. You see Elijah Muhammad right here. Hold up, let me cook. You see Elijah Muhammad right here. They're imitating the Moorish Science Temple of America, and you can't get around it. All right? You can't get around it. Don't even try to get around it, because you can't. You cannot get around it. In fact, let me show you something. Let me show you how real this is. I'm going to give you an old picture. Where they get the bow tie from? Oh, let me give you an old picture. This is the Grand Sheik from Detroit, Lomax Bey. This is the Grand Sheik that had the successful temple in Detroit. See that? That's where they flipped that from. That was a Detroit style. Cause a lot of Moors, they wore ties in other cities. They wore ties in other cities. This Lomax Bey from Detroit. That's where they flipped it from. You see that? So now, I'm just at the beginning of this, but I'm going to let this tell a story in a second. The story is how the Moorish Science Temple of America was infiltrated, and people ask, why didn't it do what the Nation of Islam did before the Nation of Islam even thought about infiltrating the Moorish Science Temple of America under Farah Muhammad? They had already been doing it. Okay. I just showed you the receipts, but let's keep it going. Let's take it all the way up. Because we're going to get into some of the main things that, pointed out. You know what I mean? We're going to get to some of the main things. Now, for him to say that the Moors didn't have enough knowledge, all right? Remember he said that. Can I play it again? This is the disrespect. Here we go.
What knowledge was Master based on him simply saying what Master Farad Muhammad said to him? He didn't have the knowledge that he should have had. And he was referring to the type of...
Stop right there. He said, Master Farad Muhammad said, this is how you infiltrate somebody. You say, they don't know what they're talking about. Or you say, they don't know enough of the subject matter. That's how you infiltrate. I don't care about, we ain't going to dress this up. The way that you infiltrate somebody, you say, they don't know. Come with me, I know. Press 7. George Allen, press 7. The way that you infiltrate a well-established organization, you send a bug in and you say, and you cause dissension. That's the European way to infiltrate. So don't tell me because when he say you don't know that is not infiltration, that's infiltration. There's no other way to infiltrate. The only way you infiltrate is you cause dissension. That's how you infiltrate. You don't infiltrate playing along to get along. Let's stop playing like we slow, George. You go in, you say, they don't know. I know. Come follow me. That's how you infiltrate. That's the European classic way to infiltrate. They send somebody to say you don't know. Stop playing with me, man. But for the fact to say that you don't know, and then you go and find a newspaper clipping like this. Let me read it for you. Let me read this newspaper clipping for you. Since the prophet don't know. Since he don't know. Let's read this real quick. This is a newspaper article from the beginning of the NOI, 1933. The title is, God Bless Hit. Speakers say, listen closely to this, family. Also held on Stokely Street. Also held was Stokely Delman Hart, 3801 South State Street. That's right around the corner from the Moorish Science Temple of America. And actually where Prophet Obadiah Ali was teaching. Head of the Brotherhood of Liberty, P.H. Hamari Rob, 3653 South Michigan Avenue. This was the Moorish hub, family. Listen to this. Charles Newby, 5715 Indiana Avenue. The prophet lived on 3603 Indiana Avenue. This is where they came to infiltrate. You feel me? Listen to this. President of the Colored American National Organization. Now listen to this. The claim of this document, it says, Speakers asserted Muhammad unlived 6 million Christians and put 90,000 whiteheads in a hole. The Nation of Islam have 30,000 trained soldiers who will follow Japan to world domination. Listen to this. Typical of the propaganda are the extracts from the specifically written Quran furnished to members. Who were Adam and Eve? They are the mothers and fathers of the human families, Asiatics and Muslims. Stop right there. This is Elijah Muhammad teaching this to those that will become the Nation of Islam. You know what that's called? That's the Moorish questionnaire. Listen to what it says. Who is God in the holy city of Mecca to keep the unbelievers away? Angels. What is the modern name of those angels? Asiatics. Hence, this is where they get the term Asiatic black man from. This is where they get the term Asiatic black man. This is what we learn in the temple. And then it says, are you Moorish Americans? Any relation to those angels? Yes, we all have the same father and mother. The Asiatic nations of the New World was described by Muhammad. If you in Moorish Science, and around Nation of Islam, they understand that Muhammad is Elijah Muhammad. And even Elijah Muhammad brother talks about how he even used the term Muhammad. The Asiatic nations of the New World were described by Muhammad, which would be equivalent to Muhammad, as Moorish Americans. His name for Negroes. So too were the dark-skinned millions of South America, Central America, and the Caribbean islands. Do you know where he get that from? That comes out the Holy Quran of the Moorish Science Temple of America. Hold up, let me pull up the Holy Quran real quick. Let me show you where they get this from. Let me show you where Muhammad get this from. You know what I mean? Muhammad was the way they couldn't say Muhammad, and they would say Muhammad. You know what I mean? And in fact they both explains that. You know what I mean? They explains that. Elijah Muhammad and his brother. Hold up. Where we at? Let me bring it up. Here we go. So what you... Give me 1 second. I'm going to show you that last line that's in the newspaper for those who are not a member of the Moorish Science Temple of America. Hold up. Let me see what the lines say, because it's almost word for word. Let me see what the lines say real quick. It's almost word for word. Hold on 1 second. Let me go back to the script real quick. Get back to the script. It says Central America. Okay, Central America. Let me put in Central America real quick so I can bring it up to you. But yeah, it's a carbon copy. It's a carbon copy of the Moorish Science Temple of America. Give me 1 second. This is... Here we go. All right. Check this out, family. Check this out. So let me show you the newspaper article again first. All right. Let me show you the newspaper article again first. So the newspaper article says they teach in Moorish Science, and they didn't have a doctrine. NOI, to this day, the NOI teach out the Bible more than they teach out anything because they don't have a doctrine. Somebody said it was Mahmoud. Thank you, family. So this is no disrespect. This is the fact of the matter. Now listen. Let me blow this up for you so you can see it. I want to blow this up so you can see it. This is the newspaper article. Are the Moorish American, then it goes down. The Asiatic nations of the New World was described by Muhammad as Moorish American, his name for Negroes. So too were the dark-skinned millions of South America, Central America, and the Caribbean islands. You hear this? You hear that? Where did he get that from? You know where he got that from? He got that from the one that they say don't know enough knowledge. That's where they got it from. That's where he got it from. When you look, what I'm showing you now is the Holy Quran of the Moorish Science Temple of America. It says, their dominion, verse 7, let me slim it down for you so you can see it clearly that they jacking it. Verse 7. Their dominion and inhabitation extended northeast to southwest Africa, across the Great Atlantis, even to the North, South, Central America, and Mexico, and the Atlantis Islands. They say Caribbean Islands. The Prophet Obadiah Ali calls it the Atlantis Islands. The only thing they changed was Atlantis to Caribbean. That's it. This is a Moorish doctrine. Hold on, we ain't finished. We just getting started. I'm gonna address a few things that he said, right? What I'm trying to show you is that the foundation of the Nation of Islam is built on the back of infiltrating the Moorish Science Temple of America. That's what it is. Take it or leave it. Get mad all you want. Get mad all you want. Oh no. There's Shabazz. He said that the Moorish Science Temple of America are smellers of Islam. And according to Eric Muhammad, and I got the clip. I'm not going to go into the clips because he did say he didn't have enough knowledge. He did say it. And I'm not going to the clip. I've heard it a million times. And now, let's get back to business. Now, let me grab one of these clips from Erica real quick. All right, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to grab a clip from Erica real quick. Let's see. Erica talks about Moorish American. Listen to this.
Did Garvey teach we were
talking about
being when I know what I said, but I might not have said it right. What do I mean by what I said? The noun is what the focus is. The noun is what the focus is. You don't even need an adjective to describe anything until you have a noun for the adjective to describe. You think Taharka could break that down like I just did? No, sir. Because he don't know English well enough to understand that.
So what he's trying to do is he's trying to explain nationality. And he does an all right job trying to explain it, but he's so caught on trying to bring condemnation that he messes himself up. Now, one thing that he says is that American is the nationality. Eric, you're correct. Moorish is not a nationality. Moorish American is not a nationality. You learn too much from the internet. Moorish is the national descent name. You said Moorish describes the noun. You're correct again. In the Moorish Science Temple of America, we understand, like everybody else does, an Irish American that's American citizen, they are American citizen by the way of being a U.S. citizen, if you will. But their national descent name is Irish, meaning they came from or derived from. So you got Irish American. I derive from Ireland, but I'm a citizen of America. All right? National descent name. You don't understand the language. I know. National descent. What nation you derive from and what, this is called nationality 101. A Russian American that becomes a citizen, the national descent name is Russian because he's from Russia. Somebody block Robert because he don't understand. He don't understand what national descent name is. Nationality is what you proclaim when you become a citizen of a country. It's a legal term. It has nothing to do with genetics. These crazy people think that nationality got everything to do with genetics. It has nothing to do with genetics. Nationality is a legal construct. All right? It's a legal construct. Has nothing to do with genetics. So let me give you an example. Let me teach you. Because somebody be talking about pseudo because you don't understand and you're uneducated on the matter and trying to be educated. Let me show you something how nationality works. So listen, this guy here. Let me show you. Let me give you an example. Because obviously Eric didn't know what he's talking about. This guy here is an American citizen. How do we know that he's an American citizen? He looked like what people will call Asian, right? He looked like what people will call Asian, but he's American citizen. How we know that he's an American citizen? Because when you look on his passport, this example of a passport, you look there, his nationality is United States of America. But no one says, what's your nationality? It's United States of America. They say American. Why do they say American? Okay, let me break it down to you. No matter who you are, if you are a citizen in the United States of America, your nationality is American. All right? In the English language, there are no commonly accepted concise demonym for citizen of the United States, making American be the default. Look up the term demonym. All right? So anywhere somebody goes within the United States, they say they are American citizens. The actual thing is the United States of America, but the demonym for United States is American. No one goes and say, and I know if you're not familiar with it, you're going to call it pseudo. I know, because you don't understand nationality, but it's called a demonym. So anywhere someone go outside the country, if Eric says he's not a citizen of the United States. Well, if he want to go outside the country, he's going to need a passport, and on that passport is going to say United States of America. But the demonym for that is American. Press 7 if you learned something today. Press 7 if you understand what I'm saying. Press 7 if you understand what I'm saying, family. This is anybody. Anybody got a passport out there? You know on your passport, it says United States of America. But when you go somewhere, they refer to you as American citizen. So for somebody like Eric, to say that I'm not a citizen, you don't understand citizenship. Citizenship has nothing to do with you being blackety black. Citizenship has nothing to do with you being Moorish. Citizenship has nothing to do with that. Citizenship is a legal construct. But guess what? Elijah Muhammad teaches that you are not a citizen. They say you are not a citizen. Just because you are treated like a non-citizen, just because you are treated unfairly, that does not qualify you're not being a citizen. That's the goofiest thing. Just because we've been treated greasy, that doesn't qualify. Citizenship is a legal construct. They can still treat us greasy. They can still talk to us crazy. They can still lock us up. No, we're not being treated as first-class citizens, but that is a euphemism. However, citizen is determined by birth or naturalization. You feel me? Citizen is determined by birth or naturalization. In other words, let me give you an example. We the only one that don't understand citizenship. Take Michael Blackston. Anybody know Michael Blackston, the comedian? Take Michael Blackston. He got his U.S. passport. Right? Listen to what he says. Look what came in the mail today. My U.S. passport. For the first time in my life this Sunday, I'll be traveling as a U.S. citizen. And it came right on time because the U.S. banned a few African countries. You see this? This is a guy descended from Africa, from Nigeria. So now, because he became a citizen, he's a Nigerian American. His national descent name is Nigeria, but he's an American citizen with a U.S. passport. It's a universal thing. It's not unique to the Moorish Science Temple of America. I mean, it's a universal thing. Citizenship has nothing whatsoever to do with what people think it has to do with. It's universal. And this is in every country. Like, you can go to China and become a Chinese as it relates to a Chinese citizen. But Eric wouldn't know that. Eric wouldn't know that because Elijah Muhammad says that you are not a citizen. He says that you are a citizen of Islam. We're going to touch that in a minute. That doesn't make sense. If you're talking about pseudo, that's one of the biggest pseudo things that you ever heard in your life. See, being a citizen, right, whether you understand it or not, it gives you access. Oh, he Guyani. I'm sorry. I thought he was from Nigeria. Being a citizen, it gives you access. And you might don't want to believe in that access, but many people in foreign countries, they come here just to acquire citizenship so they can acquire some access. I said to somebody on Twitter today, I said, y'all don't understand the game. You don't understand the game. While you're sitting there crying, you got people from India coming here to acquire citizenship so they can have access to the resources, because the citizens have access to the resources if they know how to work the game. The FBA says, why are the foreigners taking all they say the Democrats is trying to get all the foreigners into political positions. No, goofy. The foreigners understand that the power is in the position to control the pen. And so they move into a certain demographic, they lock that demographic down, and they get them people to vote them in office so they can have the access to the resources of that geographical district or location. This is politics 101. You're sitting around arguing about I'm black. You're sitting around arguing about I'm FBA, while you have a people of India lock down a whole neighborhood. You have the Hasidic Jews lock down a whole neighborhood. And then they control the politics and they control the money. But while you're sitting here arguing, man, they giving people this. They ain't giving nobody nothing. They know how to play the game. They know how to play the game. You are here arguing 200 years later instead of organizing, taking over an area and then capitalizing on the resources. They just capitalizing on the resources. But you don't understand politics. They have been taught, much of our people have been taught emotionalism. Emotionalism is, they let the foreigners take this, And then you have goof people like Eric Muhammad says, you have goof people like, I am a citizen of Islam. What is this? I don't give up. Let me see if I can find that. Let me see if I can find this crazy maniac. He says, I'm a citizen of Islam. Here you go. Listen to this. Listen to this man.
Of the damn facts.
What does this mean? Lied. And they teach this stuff to people.
You can't go and check the English language and find that I didn't say the right thing just now. As far as nationality is concerned, the noun is your nationality.
Correct.
The noun.
Correct.
The adjective that describes the noun doesn't change the fact that your nationality is the noun.
What's funny about this guy is they learn everything off the internet and they think they saying something that Moors believe and Moors don't believe. They don't know what Moors believe because they listen to these pseudos on the internet. They don't know what Moors believe. So when someone hear me teach, they be like, oh, Moors is pseudo. But if they just shut up and listen, no, I'm not that you're used to listening to. I mean, listen to this. Listen to this.
Your nationality is American.
He think he just had a mic drop. You see this? He think he have a mic drop. Listen to this. Listen to this fool, family.
Your nationality is American. You just got a Moorish flavor.
Eric, you're correct. But your nationality is American too, unless you expatriate. Fam, do anybody in here know legal law about citizenship? in order, you can say you're not a citizen, but in order to not be a citizen in the United States, there's a process called expatriate, which you go to your local government, wherever it may be. You could go to D.C., you get the paperwork, you fill it out, and you denounce your nationality as a U.S. citizen. Press 7 if you understand what I'm saying. You can expatriate. If you don't expatriate, you are a citizen, whether you like it or not. That's just how the laws work. You can say whatever you want. You can say all this uneducated stuff all you want. You can say I'm not a citizen, we are not a citizen, Dred Scott decision. You can say all that you want. But until you expatriate, you are a citizen of the United States by default. It is what it is. Let me get this guy, Manny Lynn. Manny Lynn, I knew that was coming. Manny Lynn said, Moorish is not a country. Manny Lynn, let me explain something to you. The Palestinian nationality is Palestinian. Palestinian move to America, they become Palestinian American. Their national descent name is Palestinian. Palestinians don't have a country. Palestinian land is occupied. Palestinian do not have what is typical of what we know to be a land governing nation. But they're still Palestinian, hence the term Moorish. Hence the term Moorish. They don't have a territory, but they're recognized as Palestinians. Now we call that Palestinian, but it's not from a legal standpoint. From a legal standpoint. They don't govern the land. They don't govern the land. They don't own the land. They don't have, but they're Palestinians by descent nature. You don't know what you're talking about, Manny Lynn. Let me move on because I'm not going to get stuck with you. You got to understand that. And it's many people that are politically identified as names with no land. So come on.
You're Americanism, but you claim you represent Islamism.
He said Islamism.
Now let me ask you the question. If the name of my nation is Islam, but the name of my identity, but if your identity is Moorish American, my identity is Nation of Islam. Yes, sir. Which one of us represents Islamism?
This guy said his identity is Nation of Islam. Now he's winging it. There is no such identity as Nation of Islam unless you just pull that out of your behind. Because it does not fit into the political construct of universal understanding of nationality. But I mean, you can call yourself what you want. You know what I'm saying? You got men calling themselves women today. You can call yourself what you want. But it does not fit into the construct of what nationality is. So it just doesn't fit into the construct. The construct of nationality is talking about a people that comes from, it begins in ancient times as a tribe, balloons into a nation, and sometimes even into an empire. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes even to an empire. When the Moorish American describe themselves as Moorish American, they're describing it from the empire perspective, that northwest, southwestern shores of Africa, northwestern, southwestern shores of Africa was a confederacy of people that would be known under the term the Moorish Empire. So when one says that, they're saying that this is a multifaceted nation of people, different nations of people. Let me give you an example about the empire. the Roman Empire, whether they were in Turkey, whether they was in Palestine, or whether they were in Rome, they were all considered Romans, even if they were born under what we would know as the Turkish flag. When they became, when Constantinople conquered Rome, when the Romans conquered North Africa, even Mauritania, by legal definition, even if they were dark-skinned, they were Romans by political affiliation. They didn't have to speak the same language. This is how nationality have its rise around the globe today. They didn't have to speak the same language. They didn't have to have the same culture. They didn't have to have the same customs. They didn't have to have the same food. But they would be considered Romans because the jurisdiction of the empire was controlled by the seat in Rome. And that's empire. This is how nationality is developed, right? And so we that was put into chains from, all of us came from the northwest, southwestern shores of Africa and the indigenous areas of America. These was all Moors. You follow what I'm saying? They were members of the Moroccan Empire. And hence the term Moorish American. It's very simple. It's very, very simple. It's not that complicated. It's not that complicated. If you go look at where the slaves came from and how they enslaved the people here, these were people of ancient times that evolved and came over here, or that traveled here, and they called them indigenous. You feel me? And northwest and southwestern shores of Africa, those that was put into slavery, they were a part of the Moorish Empire. You understand? Hence the term Moorish. Now, you may identify with a different tribe. So you might identify with Ashanti. You may identify with the Mandinga. You may identify with the Maori. You may identify with another tribe. But it's still a part of the Moorish Empire. And because the way that we were enslaved, it's most likely hard to identify the exact country. And so the last ruling people of that empire was the Moors, who conquered Spain. The last stronghold of African people against the outside world were the Moors of northwest, southwestern shores of Africa. These were the people that was targeted to be put into slavery by the Pope of Rome. These were the people. Hence the term Moorish. This is not no pseudo talk. It's not no pseudo talk. This is the real deal. This is the real world. This is why I subscribe to Moorish Science Temple of America, because it lines up with real history. I'm not tracing myself back to a Shabazz that I never know, that I can't define, and is so ambiguous it doesn't make sense. No, we are on a world stage, and we understand things from a world point of view and even from a cosmology point of view, as well as an esoteric and a deeper point of view. But we are in reality. We are in reality, Moorish American. Now, let me get with this guy. Let me get with this guy real quick. Now, he talked about Moorish American. That's right. Not all dark-skinned people came from Africa. I'm one with you, brother. I'm one with you, brother. I'm one with you. Now, one of the things that you have to know about this guy, and which I want to break down to you real quick, where he talks about Moor means black. Everybody put a 7 in the air if you ever heard the term that Moor means black. He went into a whole rendition. Listen, can you trace yourself back to Morocco? I just explained what an empire is, Rashid. Keep up, brother. It's not about the state of Morocco. The state of Morocco didn't come into existence until 1950-something. We're not talking about the state of Morocco. So when you see this flag is not a Moroccan flag. This is a Moorish flag. This flag existed, our ancestors in North Africa, before the state of Morocco or the country of Morocco existed. They hijacked this. They hijacked. We're not hijacking this from them. They hijacked it from us. Go look at when Morocco became a nation. Go look it up. Go look it up. We're not claiming Morocco. We say that we descendants of Moroccans, which is the indigenous people of North Africa, but not Morocco, the country. But not Morocco, the country. We're not descendant of Morocco, the country, of them pale Arabs. We descendants of the land. The indigenous people of North Africa, not the pale Arabs that and the French and the Spanish that will come. We're not talking about that. But you would have to be a part of the Moorish Science Temple of America to understand the science in which we speak. We're not talking about the country of Morocco. If we were citizens of the country of Morocco, when we was enslaved, if we were citizens of the country of Morocco, when we was enslaved, Morocco would have came to our defense. They didn't come to our defense. You follow me? Let me put this dude out the channel. They didn't come to our defense. We are on our own. And Moorish American is a unique term to us as a people. So when the FBA talking about we FBA, Moorish American is one of those terms that give you the roadmap to trace you across the Atlantic and the Americas and your standing in America today. It does not put you in a position to disregard your ancient history, nor does it put you in a position to deny your present existence. Hence the term Moorish American. You understand what I'm saying? So when the FBA say that, we're FBA is a unique term for us in America. It's a unique term for us in America. I hear what you're saying. You know what I'm saying? But the original unique term, hold up. Let me show you something. Y'all with me? We gonna cook. Y'all ain't got work tomorrow. Now, let me show you something. This is the unique term. All right. Oh, I got it right here. In fact, it's going to go with one of my slides. Here is the original unique term. All right. Let me bring it up for you. All right. Let me show you the original unique term. If I can. Now, I'm going to I want to get a clear one for you. Let me pull up a clear one for you. Let me pull up a clear one for you. This is how unique the Moorish Science Temple of America is. All right? Now, and you don't have to agree with it, but I hope you will get some understanding. This is how unique the Moorish Science Temple of America is. Now, when we say Moorish America, you know how the FBA said, we need a term so they won't confuse us. This is another hijack. Listen to the laws of the Moorish Science Temple of America, Act 6. Listen to how it's written. Right? With us, all members must proclaim their nationality, and we're teaching our people their nationality in their divine creed, which means we come from the Creator, divine creed, that they may know that they are part and parcel of this said government, and know that they are not Negroes, color folk, black people, or Ethiopians, because these names were given to slaves by slaveholders in 1779 and lasted into 1865. Stop right there. This terminology is only unique to us. From who is the audience that the Moorish Science Temple of America is talking to? From 1779 to 1865. There is no other people on the planet Earth that fits into this category. Only in America. The United States of America. What happened in 1779 and what happened in 1865? Hence the term Moorish American is unique to us and to us alone. We don't have to run with an acronym, FBA, and stop at the plantation. Nope, we can acknowledge what we built here in America, and we can acknowledge where we descend from, the greatness of our ancient ancestors, all the way back from 1779. Because, listen, okay, someone say they don't agree with Ethiopian. Let me explain Ethiopian. Ethiopian, that's a whole nother lesson. I really don't want to get into it. Ethiopian was a label placed on our people by Romans. They did not originally call themselves Ethiopians. That term was placed on us by I can't think of the guy name. They was placed by Romans. And so the concept of the Moorish Science symbol of America, whether you agree or disagree, you should self-identify yourself, not take names that one who oppresses you give you. Hence the term black that was given to us. Colored folk, that was given to us. Ethiopian, that was given to us. You feel what I'm saying? That was given to our people. So we subscribe in the Moorish Science Temple of America to more. Now, let me get to that part, because everybody always got to say that more means black. Anybody ever heard that before? Family, I know people going to get mad at me because they ain't get their book yet, but I'm not finished yet. I actually got a book on it, family, that I wrote. Black is not a nationality, and more don't mean black. It's being reprinted so I can get everybody. I want it in a more condensed, smaller. Now listen what I'm saying. Now listen to this. Now listen to this. More do not mean black. One of the things that Eric Muhammad just kept saying, the English language, more mean black, but he don't understand the English language. Let me tell you what he doesn't understand. First of all, when Europeans, there you go, Greg Phillips. When Europeans came to North Africa, there was people there. And when these Europeans came there, they met someone or a group of people that was known as the Moorish tribe. This is where the term Moor comes from. This is where Mauritania comes from, right? It's a guy, let me see if I can pull it up for you real quick. Look up Strabo. All right? Look up Strabo. Strabo talks about when he came to North Africa, which he never came to North Africa. He actually got that from a guy named Stylus. But when they traveled to North Africa, they came across these people that identified themselves as the Maori people that was in North Africa. Maori only mean Westerner or ones who went west. In other words, they came from the Levant, they came through the Nile Valley, they came through Egypt, and they settled west. Hence the term Maori. It means Westerner, right? Now, because when they came across the people, descriptively, they was as dark as this shirt that I got on. So when they went back, they began to describe the noun with the adjective, and then it would evolve into what we know as black or more. But if more means black, why would you have to say black or more? That's just like saying black or black. That doesn't make sense. But people don't know the language. Maori is born out the Phoenician language, which is an Afro-Asiatic language, which is the language of our people. And when we say Afro-Asiatic, we're talking about from the Nile Valley to what you know as East Asia. That was all one area, one group of people. This is why Prophet Muhammad of Islam, when he ran from those that was trying to kill him, he went to what we know as Ethiopia. Because before the Europeans put the demarcation lines to divide parts of Asia from Africa as we know it as Africa, it was all one group of people. And so the Westerner, the Maori, comes from that area. and migrates to what we know as North Africa. And when Stylish writes about it, they say that it is a native indigenous term that the people called themselves. Now, as time went on again, Europeans begin to, I can't prove I came from Africa. Okay, that's fine, Caucasian. The Europeans would begin to, in Greek, they begin to associate, they begin to associate Moor and black as the same thing. And then in English, it would begin to be synonymous with black. And in many parts of the country, many parts of Africa, in Europe, Moor would be associated with Muslim. But the term Moor never meant Muslim. The term Moor never meant black. The term Moor never, ever meant what it would come to mean to someone that does not study. Someone that does not study geography, one that does not study history, like pseudo Eric Muhammad. So he think that Moor means black because a Greek said it means black. He said, and if he would have went a little bit further back, in this book, I go all the way back. Let me show you something. In this book, I go all the way back to the root word in the Berber language of the term Moor. To the root word. Let me show you something. I go all the way back to the root word in the Berber language. Like there is not a book like this. There's no book like this. Let me show you something. I'm gonna show you something real quick. I'm gonna give you the book. The book will be ready in a few more weeks. I'm gonna give you. Let me send this to myself. I'm gonna give you something that I ain't let nobody see yet. And I hope y'all support the book when I drop it. But it's definitely, y'all know I'm well studied, so you won't be disappointed. Watch this. I'm gonna send this to myself real quick and just show you what I mean by this type of research. I'm gonna show you what I mean. All right. Now, all right, there we go. This is just the manuscript. All right. This is the manuscript, so don't hold it to my heart. All right, here go the manuscript. Here's the manuscript. The Berber root, see these glyphs right here? In Berber language, that means Moor, right? That's the original. A linguistic overview. The word Moor is frequently misunderstood today, often confined to racial and religious frameworks. Yet one of the deepest roots lies in the Berber word Moor or Amor, meaning west, sunset, the land of the setting of the sun. In Tamazight, the root appears expression like Amor and war, land of the west and land of the setting. Now, hold up. Let me show you how unique this is. I figured this out when I was writing the book, right? When I was writing this, right? Because I keep on doing research, keep doing studies. Look at this. Let me show you how. Hey, Moors, check this out. The root word. This is from a glyph of the Berber language, right? Tell me what this looked like to you. Tell me what that looked like to you. What that looked like to you. I was looking at that when I was doing the book. Now, you can call me pseudo, but I thought that was unique. That looked like a big-eyed man with a fez on. But now the book is coming soon, man. The book is coming soon. And it's all scholarship that you can source. You can source everything I say. The point of the matter is that people for far too long saying that Moor means black and Moor don't mean black. In order to understand anything, you have to go all the way to the source. I take it all the way to the source at the beginning of the word. That's what I do. Whenever the word entered into language, whether it was a glyph, I takes it right there. I takes it right there. So Eric Muhammad does not know what he's talking about. Now, let's get to the nitty gritty. Let me see if I'm missing anything before I get to the nitty gritty. Now, first of all, the hijacking of the Moorish Science Temple of America was definitely put in place by the Nation of Islam, which will become the Nation of Islam. And I'm not giving you all too much because I got a book that I wrote on the subject, and I would love for you to support it. Now, but let me show you what I mean. According to the FBI file, when Elijah Muhammad, you can question the source. Question the source. All you got to do is go to the learn the you ain't even got to learn it. All you got to do is look up the Berber dialect. I got the sources in there. All you got to do is look at it's easy to confirm the source. I don't teach pseudo. It's one thing I don't. I'm teaching pseudo is make you lie to yourself. It makes you lie to yourself. I don't teach pseudo, but you will be able to find the source if you want to look it up. But anyway, so Elijah Muhammad says this. He says that this is where they have temples at, right? He says Bridgeport, Philadelphia, Pittsburgh, Cleveland, Columbus, Dayton, Cincinnati, and Atlanta. No, it's not a religious indicator. It's a tribe. Let me finish this. During the time my family remained in Chicago, and they and myself were supported by voluntary contributions from Muslims. This is what, some sources be pseudo-intellect. No, I don't deal with that. I'm not saying that this is I can say this. Elijah Muhammad actually writes this in his book too. What I'm reading is not to confirm anything from the FBI. This is something that Elijah Muhammad actually says public, right? He says that he was receiving money from Muslims, from the Muslim temple in Chicago. Listen to what he says. During the time I traveled about, I engaged in no activities others than study of religion, and I was endeavoring to avoid unknown individuals who I understood who was trying to take my life. What people was trying to take Elijah Muhammad's life? He said, I visited Muslim temples in Philadelphia. The NOI didn't have temples in Philadelphia. Newark, they didn't have temples in Newark. Hartford, they didn't have temples in Hartford. Columbus, Baltimore, and Washington, D.C. Why is he running to all of these Moorish Science Temple of America? Because Farad Muhammad had told him, you go to the smellers, and if you tell them this, you tell them that, you can turn them around. They was infiltrating the Moorish Science Temple of America. And one of the reasons that the Moorish Science Temple of America was infiltrated even before the Nation of Islam is because the Moorish Science Temple of America has a roadmap to go from chattel slavery, from mental slavery to full-blown nation. He was going to these places to flip these Moorish Science Temple of America, where they said that we're Moors, he would say, you're black man. Where they say I'm Asiatic, Nation of Islam would say, you're Asiatic black man. Whatever the Prophet said, the NOI and the Temple of Islam would say the opposite. They would say the opposite. Period, point blank. They would say the opposite. So everything, see, this is how you put the nail in the coffin. No, Alam, I'm gonna bring you on, brother. Alam, hold up. I'm gonna bring you on. I'm gonna bring you on next show, brother. This week, brother. This week. Listen to this. And we and you can have a discussion. So when you look at him in the Nation of Islam, Eric Muhammad, when you look at him in the Nation of Islam, so Alam them pointed out about the Young Turks and about the flag and all that. But if you notice this flag right here, it doesn't have the inscription freedom, justice, and equality in Islam. You don't see them. You don't see that on here. Why? Why? What was his reason for doing that? It was a government, Haynes L. It was a government operation to dismantle the pathway for us to become an independent nation. It was all about dismantling. Let me tell you something. The European Jew, right after the Holocaust, 1940, they went to build towards a nation. Today, they got a full-blown nation called Israel. You see, from 1940, this is in 1930. We were on our way to full-blown nationhood. We was on our way to full-blown nationhood. But the quote unquote the so-called black people are the burden bearers of this nation. You can't go along and leave us, and you are supposed to be the burden bearer. And so in 1928-29, they infiltrated the Moorish Science Temple of America from within. The same way they did it with Farad Muhammad, they sent people. They sent the guy named Taharka Bey. He came from Mississippi, but he told people that he was from South Dakota. But he was from Mississippi. I did the research on it. They also had a guy named Foreman Bey that put his daughter up to say that Prophet Noble Drew Ali molested and raped her, because they was trying to use that to get him locked up so they could dismantle, take the money, and then, boom, they blow it into smithereens. However, after the death of Prophet Noble Drew Ali, it was a brother named Edward Meliel, Meliel, would carry on because Prophet Noble Drew Ali appointed him. Prophet Noble Drew Ali appointed him to carry on the business of the Moorish Science Temple of America and the position of the Supreme Grand Sheikh and the Grand Sheikh and Chairman of the Moorish Science Temple of America. And so in order to continue to disrupt it, they had the brother named Taharka Bey to continue to disrupt it from that side. And then on the other side, you would have one come from California, which would be Farad Muhammad, and disrupt it on the side of Detroit. So you had Chicago being disrupted by Taharka Bey. You had Fraud disrupted in Detroit. And before you know it, by the time 1940 come, the Moors didn't know what was hit them. They didn't know what hit them. So all the $1 million businesses, all of the newspapers, we're going to get in that in a minute, everything that they had accomplished, land, all of that they had accomplished was blown to smithereens because it was infiltrated. Because it was infiltrated. You haven't even known today Elijah Muhammad was Elijah Kareem. I'm not getting to that yet. I'm not getting to that tonight. But that's what, so when you say, what was the infiltration about? It was to prohibit you from growing and unfolding into a full-blown nation to compete for the resources. You are designed by this system to be the burden bearer, not a competitor. Nationhood puts you in a competitive state. You become a competitor. You understand what I'm saying? You become a competitor. So from 1940 something, you see the Jews, they got Israel. They actually got weapons. They got all types of stuff. They put you in the so nationhood. And so boom. So brothers like Taharka Muhammad, he says he's the nation of Islam, but where is he building on nationhood? Where is he building on nationhood? He's just talking. Where is the system for nation? Let me give you an example, family. No disrespect. This is just real history. As much as Elijah Muhammad, somebody say, I got you scientific law. As much as Elijah Muhammad accomplished, do anybody realize that all that he accomplished with all those that assisted him, whether they were loaned from banks or whether there was donations from other people and organizations, do anybody know that there was no nation construct for that assets to go on towards nation? Those was all of his things. Let me give you an example. If I say we're about nation building, but I don't have a construct put together where it can go forth into the next generation, then that's not nation building. So everybody's working. They selling newspapers, they selling bean pies, they opening businesses, they got land, they got this, that. But when he dies, his children have to fight for it because it's his. It's not yours. It's not nation. That's the difference. And you cannot tell me that a man that would build an enterprise that big did not understand how nation work. Nation doesn't work where it's in my name. It would be in an organization name that unfolds into a nation. That's how nation works. Like, we can't get away from this. We can't get away from these facts. Nation does not work like one man. Nation never worked with one man. You know what I mean? Somebody said that the money went to the Nation of Islam. No, it didn't. The money went to the children that fought over it, and Warif Dean got the most of it because it was in his father's name. It was everything that the NOI worked for was in Elijah Muhammad's name. It wasn't in a nation name. It is what it is. It is what it is. Scientific law. I can bring you on the show. I can show you the receipts. I can show you all the loans. I can show you all the trusts. I can show you everything. Scientific law, you can come on the show and I will show you all the receipts. I will show you all this stuff is public record. All you got to do is go to Chicago Book. If you're ever in Chicago, go to the recorder's office. Everything is there. Everything is there. When I say everything is there, everything is there. In fact, let me see if I can find one for you real quick. I probably got one on deck. Let me see if I can find one for you. Everything is there. I can give you an example real quick. See if I can give you an example real quick. Let me see if I can give you an example real quick. All right, let me give you an example. Here we go. I'll give you an example. Because people think I'll be playing. All right. Here's just one example. Here's just one example. I'm not going to go deep inside of it. Here's one example right here. All right. So this right here. Are y'all with me? Press 7 if y'all with me. I know it's getting late. Press 7 if I'm teaching tonight. I mean, no. Now listen. When you look at this is a deed right here. Right? Right? Progressive Land Developers, Inc. and Elijah Muhammad and Claro Muhammad. Here's all collectively as the mortgager, a corporation organized under the laws of Illinois. This is personal stuff, brother. This is personal. Here we go right here. This is personal. This is not nation. This is not nation. 7% subject to fluctuation, the prime rate as set forth in the note. And so, listen, man, this is not nation. Nation don't work like that. I know you want to believe what you want to believe. I know you want to believe what you want to believe, but all you got to go is the County of Cook Recorder's Office and everything is there. Everything that Elijah Muhammad did, he did it on personal business and corporation principles that he or Claire Muhammad was the owner of the corporation. And as you can see, when people talk about Elijah Muhammad had all these wives, you can see Claire Muhammad, his wife. And get what date this is. This is right before he passed away, 1971. Where is the list of all the other wives? Where is Tanetta Muhammad? Where is, come on, we got to stop playing. Stop playing with me, Eric Muhammad, man. This is what I do, man. I live for research and discovering history. I live for this. I live for research. I live for research, man. Listen, I don't live for research to try to expose people. I live for research because I have a thirst to know. Press 7 if you understand, family. Press 7 if you understand. I live for research because I got a thirst to know. Not to expose the NOI, not to expose Elijah Muhammad, but I have a thirst to know. And this is real controversial. This is real controversial because people have transformed their lives on the Nation of Islam teachings and they became better people. But that doesn't change what history says. You know what I'm saying? That doesn't change what history says. Just because you got off the dope, just because you got off of alcohol, just because you got off of tricking and prostitution, that's a good thing. But that doesn't change what history says. True scholarship goes off history, not emotions. You know what I'm saying? And I am a student of wanting to know. That's it. I mean, I am the student of wanting to know. Now, let's get back to the good part. Now, one of the things that I need to share with you on the way out is some of the telltale signs that the Nation of Islam was born out of the Moorish Science Temple of America after it was infiltrated. Some of the telltale signs. All right? Now, with that being said, we're looking at Eric Muhammad again, right? We're looking at Eric Muhammad again standing next to the flag. But it doesn't have freedom, justice, and equality on it, right? Now, let me share this with you. That flag is this flag in reverse. What do you mean this flag in reverse? Well, the religious flag of the Moorish Science Temple of America, which you may not be aware of, Eric Muhammad, is that star and the crescent right there on the white field. Matter of fact, let me show you what it would look like. I should have told Taharka Bey to send me a picture of it, but I was trying to get everything right. So, this was originally, you see how everything is on a white field with a red crescent in the Nation of Islam? You know what I mean? In the Nation of Islam, they put everything on a red field with a white. And then what they do? They flip it. Huh? How about that? And then they flip it. Hold up. You might say, hold up, Grand Sheik. Let's. So these are the Moorish products that was very successful back in the day. Let me get back to it. So, what you're looking at is everything that the Prophet did, the NOI would do in reverse. They would do in reverse. So if the Moorish Science Temple of America say we not black, they say it with me, we Asiatic black man. If the Moorish Science Temple of America say that our flag, religious flag that represent Islamism is on a white field with a star and a crescent, what do? They turn it the opposite way. You follow me? They turn it the opposite way. When Noble Drew Ali created the Divine Constitution and Bylaws, which is the laws that I read to you earlier, what do the NOI do? What do Elijah Muhammad do? He create two pillars surrounding him, just like the Divine Constitution and Bylaws. Because this is why in the beginning they call their house of worship temples, because it comes from the Moorish Science Temple. You got the Moorish Science Temple and Muhammad's Temple of Islam. Do you think that's a coinky-dink? Because they didn't understand Islam. They only understood it from a Moorish perspective. So the Prophet Noble Drew Ali uses the term temple, one of the first in history to use it from an organizational perspective, because we know that Muslims use mosque, masjid, and those things. Now, in the 50s and the 60s, people will begin to change it to mosque. Are y'all still with me, or did y'all fall asleep? You see what I'm saying? Are y'all still with me, or did y'all fall asleep? You follow what I'm saying? On the bottom, Muhammad's Temple of Islam, the Moorish Science Temple. There is no, come on now. If you say you're teaching Islam and you came from Mecca, why are you calling it a temple? Why are you calling it a temple? They say Farad Muhammad came from Mecca. Why are you calling it a temple? Ain't nobody in history call it a temple. Why you call it a temple? Because it was a takeover. And if you want the true knowledge from the Prophet, you better come to the Moorish Science Temple of America. All that other stuff is made up. Now, even when you look at Master Farad Muhammad with that book, Prophet Noble Drew Ali only have a handful of pictures out. And this is one of them. This is one of them. You see what he's doing? He's holding the Circle 7 Quran in his hand. You see that? You see something that looked familiar to you? Everything was hijacked. Everything. Every image, every regalia, everything was hijacked. Everything. I just made a little slight variance with it. But this is one of the pictures right here that Moors hold dear. The one with the prophet on the left. They hold that dear. Everything. This is not a coincidence. I know you want it to be because NOI saved your life. However, this is history. This is history. This is history. You know what I'm saying? Not only that, I mean, I know it saved your life. Even when you look at the final call to Islam, 1934, don't it look familiar? Do you know what you're looking at on the left-hand side? Family, please talk to me. As Eric Muhammad said, talk black to me. Talk black to me. I said similar, Calic. Talk black to me. Look at the format. Look at the format at the final call to Islam. And look at the original Moorish Holy Temple of Science, Divine Constitution and Laws. Look at the format. Check it out. There you go. Only difference is 3 columns with the final call, and it's 2 columns with the Holy Temple of Science. Make it make sense. Somebody said, when did they start wearing it? Start wearing what? Thurman Smart, when did they start wearing? Let me know what you're saying, brother. When they would start wearing what? And this is the original picture right here. And as you can see, we got the red and white. And this is 1927. Why is it so indicative? I mean, why is it so? You know what I mean? Somebody, no, let's stop playing games. Let's stop playing games. That's a look. It was a hijack, Khaled. It was a hijack, Khaled. It was intentional. I got the bow tie coming to you in a minute. It was intentional. It wasn't a fluke, Khaled. This is why we mess up when we want to learn. It wasn't a fluke. The red and white of the NOI is not a fluke. It's not a fluke. Okay, let's get to the bow tie. Let's get to the bow tie. The bow ties. Let me see. Let me see something real quick. Let me pull up one. What's my guy name? All right, let me pull up one. The guy that I like, that I rock with. Let me pull up the guy that I rock with. All right, let me pull up the guy I rock with. What's his name? All right, hold up. Stand by. Let me show you this for my brother Thurman Smart. Let me show this. Let me show this for my brother Thurman Smart. I'm gonna show you original guy with the bow tie from the Moorish Science Temple of America. All right. Now you got the guy in Detroit rocking the bow tie, but I'm gonna show you another one. I'm gonna show you another one. Real quick. Let me hold up. Let me see. What's his name? Trying to think of his name. Ross. Okay. Ross Bey. Let me see. Let me see if I can pull up Ross Bey. I can't find it. Ross Bey was that was original style of the Moorish Americans, but it was a few people. Oh, I got a picture I can show you. I got one right here. So I showed you. Let me get Ross Bey real quick up here. So I showed you Lomax Bey, but it's a brother. Hold on. It's a brother named Ross Bey that really made it popular, and he was the hold up. Try to find it real quick. Ah, man, I can't find Ross Bey for nothing now. Ross Bey, hold up. Now, any other time I can find that joint, ain't that crazy? I can't even find my brother Ross Bey. I'm tripping now. I wanted to try to show it to you because it's an older picture, way before the Nation of Islam. I got one right here for you. All right. This is Ross Bey right here. All right. Here we go. It's not that. I got a clear one, man, but this one is not that clear. Okay. Here go Ross Bey right here. See the guy right there in the middle? Right there? That's Ross Bey. You see the guy right there on the end? You see that guy on the end? This is the guy that they try to say is Fraud Muhammad. That's not Fraud Muhammad. I know Alam are familiar with this. In one of the pictures they say is Fraud Muhammad. That's not Fraud Muhammad. That's Earn Payne right there on the side right there. You know what I mean? But Ross Bey, he was famous for wearing these bow ties in the suit and the fez. That's where the NOI got the bow ties from. You follow me? That's where he got it from. I mean, yeah. Let me see something. I'm gonna try to find another one for you real quick. 1 second. I bet you I can find one right here. I wasn't gonna show this, so bear with me. I thought I would be able to find one, but no, I don't see it right there. I got a real clear one of Ross Bey. That got the bow tie and rocking. And so whenever you see the bow tie and people talking about the Nation of Islam, but the bow tie, that come from the Moorish Science Temple of America. Period, point blank. Yeah, that come from the Moorish Science Temple of America, period, point blank. I wish I could find it. I don't see it right now. But no worries. But yeah, that originate. But I want to get the question. What was the question? Why the bow tie? Why the bow tie? It was a fashion statement. You know what I mean? It was high class, you know what I mean? GS has a different story about the bow tie. You know what I'm saying? It was a fashion statement. I mean, they tried to put a pseudo twist to it. They didn't like to wear ties because, so they wore bow ties in case somebody tried to grab your necktie, man. But Moors wore both. You know what I mean, to be technical, bow ties come from the white man. That's not true. Scientific law, that's not true. Bow ties, sashes, listen, that doesn't come from the European. Just like pants. Just like pants. Pants come from Moors. Pantaloon comes from Moors. That doesn't come from Europeans. Do I need to do a class on this to chase back the origin of clothes? Listen, don't let the European believe you that we was running around with loincloths. You know what I'm saying? No, some tribes did run around with loincloth, but we developed fashion. We developed the pants. We developed the shirt. We developed the blouse. We developed that. They ain't come from Europeans. That didn't come from Europeans. I don't know why you get off thinking that, like, even when we wear sashes, right? And you see the Queen of England and the aristocrats wearing these sashes, that come from ancient Kemet. You see the Mason wearing the fezzes, and you see me wearing the fezzes, and you say, "Oh, you a Mason?" No, the Masons didn't start wearing them till the 1700s. The Moors been wearing them since time immemorial. Like, come on. We got to do better. Now, let me show you. This is one of the points that I wanted to point out the other day. And nobody, let me see. Let me try this one real quick. This is one of the points I wanted to put out the other day, and nobody wanted to really pay close attention to. When Elijah Muhammad says, "We are the black Muslims," you know what I'm saying? And he says, "Sure, we are the black Muslims." The problem with that, and I was pointing out the other day, you can't say you're not a Negro, but you are black. See what I'm saying? You can't say you are not a Negro, but you are black. They are two of the same thing. They're two of the same thing. So in one paper he said we're not Negro, and another he said we are black. It doesn't make sense. The term black doesn't go back far enough for you to act as if it's a common term. It behooves me. The universe is black. It's not, the term black does not go back that far. Scientific law. The term black is an English word. Chase the word and you will find that it doesn't go back that far. It doesn't go back that far to try. Man, listen, man. You cannot make something fit. There you go. Someone says it's white. In fact, it means pale. In fact, black means pale. Anybody familiar with that? Black really means pale. Do anybody familiar with that? It really means pale. You know what I mean? Man, listen, man. I could be up here teaching all day, family. I've been studying this for years. I love it. So for Elijah Muhammad say you are a so-called Negro, but you a black man, that's a contradiction of terms. It's a contradiction of terms. We come out of the darkness of the universe. Stop it, scientific law. Ain't nothing scientific about that. You come out the darkness of the womb of your mama. Stop it, man. Yeah. Stop it, man. Stop it, scientific law. Please, man. Come on, man. I've been doing this for far too long, man. Family. Let me show you something. At the end of the day, I only did this to teach because this is how many people was listening to Eric Muhammad today. This is it. I got to get ready to go, scientific law. This is the only people that came to listen to Eric Muhammad today. That was it. Real talk. When you look at the videos,
feelings instead
there is
of
nobody
the damn
there.
facts. I haven't lied. You can't go and check the English language and find that I didn't say the right thing just now. As far as nationality is concerned, the noun.
Look, there's nobody there. It's an empty room. I only did this to share information, to educate, not to browbeat, harass, or troll anybody, except for Erica. But look, he's a lonely guy by himself. Now, let me show you this, if you're able to see it. When you look at this picture here, Elijah, I should have brightened this up. If you can look at this picture close, Elijah is standing between the Islamic flag of his origin and the American flag. You know where he gets that from? You know where he gets that from? Because the Moorish Americans, you see how on this, so I don't know if you, can y'all see the picture right there? It's kind of dark. I should have found a better one. It's kind of dark. But you see how on this picture right here, you have the American flag and say Christianity, and the Nation of Islam flag say Islam. Well, this is an old picture. This is an old picture on the left where Elijah Muhammad is standing in between the Islamic flag of his choice and the American flag. You know where he gets that from. Anybody know where he gets that from? He gets that from the Moorish Science Temple of America. The Moorish Science Temple of America demonstrate that. That's called nationality. That's called national principles. So even though he's saying you're not a nation or a citizen, he's standing next to the American flag, and he has it in the right flag protocol position per se, because he got the religious flag. If you look at the religious flag, will be on the right. No, he don't have it in the right protocol. Oh yeah, he's doing the opposite. No, he don't. Because the American flag will be on the right and the other flag will be on the left. So, but anyway, he's standing in between the flags. That is an original Moorish Science Temple of America degree. And that's not reaching. I mean, that's not reaching. Let me show you. We do it every week. We do it every week. We do that every week. Let me show you something. In fact, I can show you. Matter of fact, let me pull up my Facebook. We do it every week. Facebook. Let me show you. That's not reaching, brother. We do it. You're not familiar with the conversation, so it might does sound like I'm reaching, but you got to be familiar with the conversation. Let me show you something. All right, I'm gonna just take a picture right now. We do it every week. This is me teaching on Friday. This is me teaching on Friday. You say I'm reaching? We do it every week. And we've been doing it since the time of the Prophet Noble Drew Ali. Now here you go. Here we go. And I'm gonna get out of here with this one. Bam. Right there. See this? We do it every week. See that right there? We do it every week. We stand between the flags. Elijah standing between the flags. We do it every week. That come from the Moorish Science Temple of America. Don't you see what I'm talking about? That's not a reach. That's not a reach. You have to, and now you might disagree with it, but you got to understand the custom. You know what I mean? You have to understand the custom. Like, don't call nothing pseudo until you hear the explanation. Like when we just write something off as pseudo, or we write something off like, oh, you're reaching. First, wait for the explanation. Wait for the explanation. Rashid said, get rid of the American flag. Let me ask you this, Rashid. I will get rid of the American flag if you meet me and I'll be right there when you expatriate. Rashid, what city are you in? What city are you in, Rashid? If you would meet me and legally expatriate, I would stop flying the American flag. I will stop flying it. If we can meet up and you expatriate, you literally go to the office where we got to go and expatriate. Sign the papers, denounce your citizenship, expatriate. And I will discard the banner. I will discard the banner. Are you willing to expatriate? You don't want to expatriate. I mean, you be somewhere on an island somewhere talking about, I'm a FBA. Tariq, come get me. Somebody say, George Allen say, it's really funny to me the entire planet knows who Minister Farrakhan is. Check out his Word Friendship Tour. Listen, whenever one is sponsored by government and sponsored by other entities, of course you will be known, brother. Cut it out, man. Cut it out, man. We can explain all of this stuff, man. We can explain all of it. I just don't want to explain and be and come off as disrespectful. But I can explain it all. I can explain the popularity. I can listen. Let me explain something to you. If you believe in Jesus, during the lifetime of Jesus, Jesus wasn't popular. So just because someone is popular don't make them right. So stop using popularity and right in the same sentence. Just because one, listen, the church has saved many lives. Are you a Christian? The moment that people don't want to bring scholarship, they always start talking about, look how popular, look how many people know Farrakhan. And we're talking about scholarship here. Learn to compartmentalize. We're not talking about how many friends that someone has. We're not talking about how many people stop being dope fiends. We're not talking about how many people stop drinking. We're talking about scholarship. That's all we're talking about. We're not talking about any accolades that you are so proud and got dewy-eyed about. We're talking about history. We're talking about scholarship. We're talking about the accurate portrayal of history. That's all we're talking about. Now, if you want to get into who ran the mile and fed more people, that's another conversation. That's another conversation. But it blows me away that when we get into scholarly conversations, the first thing someone says, look at what the Nation of Islam did, and look what the Moorish Science Temple of America did. The Moorish Science Temple of America, as I told you, was infiltrated and have yet to recover. Hopefully, we will, and begin to march towards nationhood in the true sense. But as for now, they did a fine job in infiltrating the Moorish Science Temple of America and its purpose. They did a fine job to make us disregard and understand how nationhood really works and why nationhood is important. They did a fine job. I can't take nothing from them. With that being said, family, I appreciate y'all. I love you. And I will say this, to de-Caucasianize. I said it once and I said it 1,000,000 times. Farrakhan is one of my greatest inspirations in this era of time. Because regardless if I disagree with the historical aspect of events, being a young man, I watched Farrakhan put the Nation of Islam on his back. And he inspired me, along with Dr. Khalid Muhammad, to put the Moorish Science Temple of America on my back. So although I may disagree historically, I may disagree theologically, but one thing I do not, and I will never ever disrespect Farrakhan, when I know in the 80s he put the Nation of Islam on his back. Now, when you get into the 90s, that's a different Farrakhan. You know and I know that is a different Farrakhan. But I watched him leave Warif Dean and put it on his back. You gotta respect it. You gotta respect it. Even if you disagree, he went from him and a few that believed in him, and then got Dr. Khalid with him, and then people started rallying around him, and then he took that thing to a whole nother level. You cannot, listen, you can disagree with Farrakhan all you want, but you can't deny that after all the businesses were sold and fought over, when he was penniless, Farrakhan was penniless, he put that demonstration on his back. You know what I'm saying? But now, that don't mean I agree with the 90s Farrakhan. I don't agree with the theological part. I don't agree with any of that. But I do know he put it on his back. I do know he put it on his back. I don't agree with it. I don't agree with the philosophy. I don't agree with the historicity. But man, that's a lot of work. That's a lot of work to start from scratch. I mean, it's a lot of work. With that being said, family, I'm up out of here. But in the words of Dr. John Henry Clark, Dr. John Henry Clark said, Farrakhan is a race hustler. I love John Henry Clark. So I'm in the middle of the road. Dr. John Henry Clark said he was hustling. I had to throw that in there, man. Let me stop before Cryptonomics get me, man. Cryptonomics gonna get me. Peace and love. Allah, man, I'm going to be emailing you soon, man. A lot of people been asking me about your book, man. They've been asking me about your book. I hope, man, we can get some people with your book, man. I hope we can get some people to get your book, man. A lot of people, quite a few, maybe 3 or 4 people hit me about your book, man. I've just been busy, man. I appreciate each and every one of y'all. Family, don't forget to hit that Cash App if you appreciate this 3 hours. Don't forget to hit that share. Don't forget to hit that like. If you appreciate this knowledge, man, do me a favor and support the channel, support the work. I mean, it is what it is. Don't you want your straight eyebrows? Oh, man. Oh, yeah, man. They try to clean that one up. Remember they tried to clean that one up? He didn't say you was cursed. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. He said you was cursed. Let me show you that. Hold on. Y'all got me messed up. Let me see something, if I can find it real quick. Dang, y'all done messed me up, man. Elijah said, let me see what he said. And y'all do know the first converts, if you want to call them converts, with Elijah Muhammad. Can I show y'all one more thing before we go? Let me show y'all one more thing before we go. I'll give y'all this because this is a part of my book collection, right? Before Elijah Muhammad knew the direction in which he was going, you know what I'm saying? Before he knew the direction in which he was going, he had no choice but to use Moorish Science. He had no choice. So in this article right here, let me read the article for you first. These 2 attractive Muslims, followers from Detroit, Michigan, made tape recordings of their brilliant address by the messenger Elijah Muhammad at a recent annual convention. All right? He called his thing annual convention. Are y'all with me still? This is the leftovers. He called it the annual convention. All right? Family, come on, let's go a few more minutes. Let me do some overkill real quick, if you will. He called it an annual convention. Where would he get the annual convention from, family? Where would he get it from? Huh? Show me where he would get it from. Say it with me now. 1, 2, 3. Say it with me now. He got it from the Moorish Science Temple of America. And the annual convention that he would adopt for the Moorish Science Temple of America will ultimately become Savior's Day. But originally, he got it from the Moorish Science Temple of America. Allow me to share it with you. There's nothing original that the Elijah Muhammad did. Nothing. It all came from the Moorish Science Temple of America. All right? It all came from the Moorish Science Temple of America. This is the Moorish Science Temple of America first annual convention. It all goes back to the Moorish Science Temple of America. The Temple of Islam, it goes back to the Moorish Science Temple of America. All right? Now, for Muslims, okay? These 2 attractive Muslims, they're using the term Muslim. We still use the term Muslim today. Just because the European says, oh, or the pale Arab say, Muslim is not the term we use today. So what? We know why we use the term Muslim, and they used it too. But pay close attention to this as I close this out. Any Moors in the building? These two attractive Muslim followers from Detroit, Michigan, made tape recordings of the brilliant address made by Messenger Elijah Muhammad at the recent annual convention of the Muslim Temple of Islam, held in Chicago. Betty Photo. I want you to look close at these sisters. Do they have on hijabs or do they have on turbans? Can you look close? Do they have on hijabs like Betty or Clara, or do they have on turbans? They have on turbans because they hijacked the Moorish Science Temple of
Certified
America.
boogeyman.
I am the boogeyman.
Certified boogeyman. Certified boogeyman.
Check 1, 2.
Certified boogeyman.
We're gonna speak the truth, regardless of whether you like that truth or not.
Certified boogeyman.
We're in the 21st century. How people are poor, hungry, ragged, naked, and out of doors.
Certified
How people
boogeyman.
are being murdered on a daily and consistent basis.
It's been a long time. I should have left you. A couple weeks farther crept through. He put the bean on me, I didn't neglect you. Time's up, allow me to bless you. He yelled reparations and he got your attention. A failed clown rapper, claimed he was pimping. What you don't know, he was a fed since 9-0. Cosmo Flex was a front for 5-0.
You can't get dropped in a pit of
Check 1, 2.
What?
Check.
What up, scientific law?
Y'all got 1, 2. Check 1, 2. Check.
Come on, man.
This the real deal. Let's go.
Let's go. Y'all up tonight. Ain't no work tomorrow.
I said the feds is watching, informants plotting to get me, cause I'm exposing these frauds. They say I'm trolling like 50. They thought they catch me in Cali, slack me up with some charges. If I was 25, I probably would've stuffed them up regardless. On the run from the feds because that boy is a fed. The devil back in the day, I put a price on his head. You wanna swing on the guard, you little swindling fraud. With the feds on the block, the roof, and in the car. Now I'm a little smarter, I live to fight tomorrow. I refuse to let you leave me to slaughter, you little punk. I got children to raise, I got people to uplift. Your intention is to enslave my people.
Yeah.
At the same time, snitch on anybody suspicious. You a government witness and they just changed your name. Gave you a new identity, location, and fame. But we know who you are, you can't hide no more, Marcus. It's coming to light what you done did in the darkness. Been an agent for years, yeah. Back in 91, you infiltrated the rap game. It's Cosmo Flex, your job is done. The feds is watching, informants plotting to get me.
Hey, let's slow down. Let's slow down. Let's slow down.
They say I'm trolling like 50. I said the feds is watching, informants plotting to get me, cause
Woo!
down no more. They just slow-mo.
They don't know, Mo. Alarm, they don't know.
They just slow-mo. Down no more. They just slow-mo. Down no more.
What up, Mary Hayes?
They just slow-mo. They just slow-mo.
See, I be coming at these Moors.
And it's very simple.
Why I be coming at these Moors?
Because I don't consider these functional Moorish American Muslims as it relates to the teachings of the Holy Prophet Noble Drew Ali, the founder of the Moorish Science Temple of America.
Some lanes from across the border, you and your daughters, I mean your little followers, you all out of order. I ain't taking nada, nothing from you crooks. Cujo, Taharka Bey, I got them all shook. I wish Cujo would step up and get his rep up and get hit up from the neck up. You gon' respect us. An elder once told me, meet the people where they at, and you lower than a worm, so you know you meet the tech. Let's keep it simple, more. I'm a temple more. Either you wanna talk knowledge or you wanna go to war. Cujo, I will drag you by your dreads till you beg. Detach your arm, leg, arm, head. Boy, you don't want these problems. I know the law well. The policy enforcers be the same ones you go tell. Now go and call them little names. Get on YouTube and them little games talk tough like you bout
that, and I'ma forget how far I came. I never forgot my aim, I never forgot my ammo. I pray to Allah, but I still tie my camel. Let's talk about this knowledge that you think you have. Matter of fact, forget it, boy, don't make me laugh.
What up, family?
They don't know more.
They just slow-mo. They don't know.
They don't know more.
They just slow-mo. Hey!
They gon' learn today.
Hey! What up, Gregory
They
Brown?
gon' learn today.
Hey!
But they gon' learn today.
Let me get one more verse. Let me get one more verse.
So now what you gotta say, huh? I broke the rules cause I'm a sheik and a Muslim and I'm talking about tools. Boy, you know the lessons. The tools are to refine and mine are inclined to workshop on your mind. You know about the hammer, make it a part of every part. And I wanna meet a law, so I'm aiming at your heart. You on a 720, I'm on a 12 step, I'm at the pinnacle of wisdom. So miss me with the threats, mean mugging and cussing, boy, it don't mean nothing. Not going out like Malcolm, I'm going out busting. But I prefer discussion, authentic Moorish Science. Taharka Bey, you know they straight lying. Associated scams with the holy divine. Must have lost their mind, but I'm just the same blind. And it's about to catch you at any given moment. You looking at the throne, Eric, can't you see I'm on it, huh?
Hey, Eric, you looking at the throne.
Can't you see I'm on it? You looking at the throne, boy. Can't you see I'm on it? Can't you see I'm on it? You looking at the throne, boy. Can't you see I'm on it? You looking at the throne, boy. Can't you see I'm on it?
Hey!
Can't you see I'm on it? You looking at the throne, boy. Can't you see I'm on it? Can't you see?
We ain't no internet prop.
Yes, indeed. Hey, we gonna take it out. What up, Crypto? I know it's past your bedtime. Come on, party with me.
What I do, fam.
Check one.
Service Smart, I got you tomorrow. I got you on the Sunday show. Well, I mean the Monday show. I got you. I got a load of songs up. Hold up.
Y'all some internet prophets and you need to stop it for someone catch you on your block and cock it, or catch you at your lecture and rock and knock. You know they're mad at me cause I'm exposing your rhyming. See, I used to be a robber, I was robbing the thugs and the agents in the hood selling nasty grub. I was only 17 and I didn't know better. Put them things in their face and said, give me the cheddar. But it really amazed me, the age of 40, that people would use the things that would annoy me to rob our people like Bibles and Qurans. Take your money and then they gone. You selling plagiarized books and dreams of unity. Blame the European, but look what you do to me. Got me thinking we gon' overcome, but when you cut the camera off, you really one of them. You gon' have to watch it back for the rest of your life. I know good and well you can't sleep at night. You done robbed everybody from the hood to the burbs with your unks, your crystals, your books, your herbs. You convinced everybody that it's white supremacy. The fact of the matter is you're the real enemy. You been lying to the people fat in your pockets. You ain't nothing but an internet prophet. You gon' have to watch it back for the rest of your life. I know good and well you can't sleep at night. You done robbed everybody from the hood to the birds with your unks, your crystals, your books and herbs.
Now they calling me the ops cause I revealed the scam. They will shake your hand and still grip your fam. They say Hotep, peace, black power, shalom. Assalamu alaikum, praise the Lord in Islam. And at the same time they plotting to get in your pocket. They will white label sunglasses, cups and watches, make a product for the enemy to talk about. I can't understand why you ain't been walking out. You ain't noticed since you met them, you slipping in life. On Twitter like the pipe and it just ain't right. Bank account got light, That boy good.
And ain't change your plight.
Hey.
Sense burning, crystals turning.
Think to yourself, what you really learning?
What you really saw.
You gave him your
We
own
on a museum club
in the internet mall.
selling deodorant.
Hurry up and buy.
He don't really care if you're broke and you die.
You just acting like you don't care either.
This is pure evil.
Yes, indeed, family. Woo! What's the name of the song?
I be that more you gon' remember.
Hey,
I'ma be that more you gon' remember.
that's the name.
I be that more you gon' remember. Taharka Bey front line till the law call my number. I be that more you gon' remember.
Hey,
I'ma be that more you gon' remember. That's right. I be that more you gon' remember. Taharka Bey front line till the law call my number. If you a friend of the Moors, then you a friend of mine. I was told to watch my enemies, now hold my line. Those that speak against the prophet, they speak against me. And I speak speaking about the prophet over Drew Ali, who was the first to remind you and bind you back to Morocco, the mountains, Mississippi, and Quebec. Told you you wasn't black, proved it with straight facts. You tripping off Trump, you need to be tripping off that. But here we go again, acting like you a slave. The same people taught European how to bathe, and looking at women buying European hair. No love for self, but do the men really care? Hell no, cause they got a love for Europe. Whole generation chasing pills, weed and syrup. Yeah, they love Lil Yachty, Tucci, Gucci, Kodak, Amigos, Ross, Lucid. But where the love for the woman look like your mother? I guess they say it's all black when it's under the cover. Now cypher, I be that more you gon' remember. I'ma be that more you gon' remember, that's right. I be that more you gon' remember. Taharka Bey front line till the law call my number. I be that more you gon' remember. I'ma be that more you gon' remember, that's right. I be that more you gon' remember. Taharka Bey front line till the law call my number. All you super scholars holler, this era for the workers. You ain't building on the ground, then you worse than a twerker. You look and sound good, but that's only on the surface. Probably working for the people. Now tell me what's your purpose. Ain't worried about your homie, but know that I know every mo that rock a fast. He ain't my bro. Yeah, you know I ain't slow. I seen it all before. How they try to kill the prophet, it was all for show. And some got it right now. Don't say that I'm not down. I'm coming for my vast estate. I want my town, my sheriff, my stores, my school, my nation. Sick and tired of the procrastination and debate. Y'all get hate when love is the savior. You don't love yourself, so you can't love your neighbor. That's why you kill and fight and marry out of your race. If you ain't for Moorish world, then get out of my face. Cause Chinese love China, Italians love Italy. If you used to love the Moorish world, come on and build it with me. Let's go. I be that more you gon' remember. I'ma be that more you gon' remember, that's right. I be that more you gon' remember. Taharka Bey front line till the law call my number. I be that more you gon' remember. I'ma be that more you gon' remember, oh yeah. I be that more you gon' remember. Taharka Bey front line till the law call my number. I be that more you gon' remember, be more. I be that more you gon' remember, that town. I be that more you gon' remember. Taharka Bey front line till the law call my number. I be that more you gon' remember, LA. I be that more you gon' remember, New York. I be that more you gon' remember. Taharka Bey front line till the law call my number.
And in the words of Thurman Smart, that's what happened when you get out of line. Thank you so much. Before there was a Muhammad Speaks, before there was a Final Call, the Moorish Science Temple of America had its own printing press. Every temple had a school. Every temple had a grocery store, a barber shop, or some sort of business to support the temple. And the temple wasn't some pseudo-religious gathering. In fact, it was more of an embassy, where on Fridays there was religious meetings, on Sunday there was religious classes, but all throughout the week there was community building, i.e. nation building. And this is why they corrupted it by infiltrating and taking it off track. But I'm here now, and the noble temples will take it from here.